Who would have guessed that a movie about summer camp would have been so campy? Hey everybody, welcome to Mainly Movies. Today I'm going to be talking about the 2019 sci-fi adventure Netflix film Rim of the World. It stars Jack Gore, Miya Cech, Benjamin Flores Jr., and Alessio Scalzotto, and was directed by Mick G. Rim of the World tells the story of four kids who are at summer camp when an alien invasion begins. They're left stranded alone at the camp and must work together, not only to survive, but also to save humanity after being entrusted with the key to destroy the aliens. So I have a friend from work who I talk movies with all the time, and she has this knack for finding trailers for movies I've never heard of. A few weeks ago, she told me about this sci-fi alien summer camp movie coming to Netflix, and we watched the trailer for Rim of the World. And I gotta say, it looked like it was gonna be really fun. It had that coming of age sci fi adventure vibe like the Amblin movies of the 80s. The CGI looked a little iffy, and it did seem like it was trying to ride on the coattails of Stranger Things a bit, but I was actually kind of looking forward to this one. I can't say that I'm disappointed. Well, I can, 'cause I am, but it's not like I was expecting anything brilliant from this movie. I mean, there's a reason this was released on Netflix and not theatrically. It's not a terrible movie, but something about it just let me down. I was expecting the rough CGI and the mediocre dialogue, and I was even expecting it to be highly derivative, which it is, but I guess I thought this was just gonna be more fun than it was. I think part of the reason for this is that I'm not in the target audience for this movie, even though I thought I was based on the trailer. It kind of had a nostalgic vibe to it that made me think it was geared towards people who grew up watching those Amblin movies, but after seeing the film, I really have no idea who the target audience actually is. It has the story structure of a kids movie and that kid empowerment theme of coming of age adventures, so it might seem obvious that it's geared for kids, but then there are a lot of jokes that are inappropriate for the age bracket. There are quite a few innuendos and straight up references to sex, and then there are other moments that are surprisingly brutal and gory if you're going in with the mindset that this is a kids movie. I mean, a kid literally writes a note in his own blood, and it's treated like nothing weird happened. Some movies like It and Stand By Me can pull off the whole kids being crass thing, because kids do talk about stuff like that, but it just doesn't work here. It comes across as pretty juvenile and obnoxious, which I think is the combined result of bad writing and not so great delivery. So that puts this movie in a weird place. It's too mature for kids to really enjoy, but it's also too immature and poorly written for adults to enjoy. Rim of the World is kinda in this movie limbo. It tries to save itself with literally countless movie references, and while a few are enjoyable, like the homage to the Jurassic Park kitchen scene, most are just thrown out by characters for no real reason other than to make the reference. Combine that with a disjointed plot, a group of characters with zero chemistry, and some really eye rolling jokes, and you've got a lackluster movie. This premise had a lot of potential, but ultimately, Netflix is the right place for this movie. Alright, let's talk about the pros and cons. The only real pro of this movie is its premise. Alien invasion dystopias and coming of age stories are nothing new, but they're not frequently combined. The summer camp setting actually held a lot of promise because it's not something you usually see in a sci fi movie. Unfortunately, they don't do anything interesting with the setting, or even with the premise for that matter. On the con side, this film's biggest issue is its lack of a clear target audience. Even after watching it, I don't know who this is for. It's full of sporadic moments that'll be enjoyable to different demographics at different points, but I just don't know who's going to be fully on board with this the entire way through. The writing and plot structure is more what you'd expect of a lower budget kids movie, but the gore and innuendos are geared for an older audience who are going to be disappointed by the story. Like I said, this movie's in limbo. Too juvenile for adults, but too mature for kids. Con number 2 is the writing. This applies to both the plot aspects of the script as well as the dialogue. With the premise it has, this should be a fun adventure movie with bits of sci-fi and horror mixed in. Unfortunately, we get a really irritating character and so much tonal inconsistency. The story feels extremely disjointed and it bounces from plot point to plot point without attempting to explain those interim moments. The whole second act felt like the writers had a bunch of, hey, wouldn't it be cool if blank happened ideas, and then just threw them all into the script without bothering to try to connect them. Same thing applies to the 100 or so movie references and the jokes that fall flat more often than not. I'm gonna give Rim of the World 2 out of 5 paws. I was originally gonna give it 2.5, but the more I think about the movie, the less I like it. It had a really promising premise, but they squandered it with bad writing and a lot of questionable choices. I would recommend Rim of the World to people who are stuck in perpetual Netflix browsing mode. If you've been clicking through Netflix for 20 minutes and still haven't figured out what to watch yet, then this movie might be an okay option to throw on. It's not going to blow you away, but it's mildly entertaining at points, and the plot's loose enough that if you have it on in the background and you're only half paying attention to it, you're not really missing out on much. If you liked Rim of the World, I would definitely recommend it for its coming of age dynamics. It's a movie that's able to portray a realistic group of kids without sacrificing the horror side of the story. Stand By Me is another really great adventure featuring a group of kids who actually act like real kids. If it's the alien invasion side of things you liked about this one, be sure to check out the 2005 remake of War of the Worlds for the Spielbergian touch on the genre. Alright, a couple questions for you guys. Number 1, have you seen Rim of the World? If so, what'd you think of it? And number 2, what's your favorite summer camp movie? Be sure to leave your answers in the comments below so we can get a discussion going. Alright, so if you got some enjoyment, insight, or information out of this review, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe while you're at it so you can see more videos like this. Till next time, this has been Alyssa with Mainly Movies, the way life should be.